Alrighty folks, you know what time it is. It's the last day of the Triumph Street Triple 765 RS giveaway. And on the last day of the giveaways, I like to do my comprehensive review. That's after I've track tested it, road tested it, put down some commuter miles with it, really enjoyed the giveaway bikes before one of you get it for free. So head over to gamingnew.co. Today is the last day you have to get entered to win. Become a member today, assign your entries to win this bad boy, and then in just 1 week, we will announce our next giveaway bike here in March. We're doing a new bike every single month on the website, so you're not gonna wanna miss it. It's gonna be a big year. We got some of the coolest, best, and fresh, and most exciting motorcycles coming in the pipe on the website. So go and check out gamingnew.co and become a member for this Triumph Street Triple 765 RS giveaway. Now, let's start off our comprehensive review. So the Street Triple is a platform that's been refined and evolved over many, many years. It debuted in 2006 as the corollary to the Triumph Daytona 675 Supersport machine. And it was kind of a darling for the time. It featured a Supersport frame, Supersport derived engine. It was just a total fun bike to ride. It had fun upright ergonomics, a torquey 3-cylinder engine, and that formula has largely remained the same till this very day. In fact, you can still see the Daytona DNA on this machine as you look over the frame, as you see the architecture of the engine. A lot of the design cues, and in the engineering standpoint, it's still a Daytona, but it's been increasing in displacement, increasing in refinement, and just getting better and better with time. So this motorcycle makes 128 horsepower and 59 foot-pounds of torque out of a 765cc 3-cylinder motor. This engine really is one of the best in the biz. It has ample, broad, low and mid-range grunt, but it still has a really nice, crisp, refined top-end rush. That's not something you can say with the new category of parallel twin naked bikes. Having a bike that still revs out and feels as sporty as this thing does is kind of a rare thing. Even bikes like the MT-09 SP, while being very sporty and very capable, don't quite have the Supersport DNA and refinement that this machine does. I was really pleasantly surprised at how flexible and capable this bike is too. It's at home equally on track and on road. Usually when you have a Supersport machine, it's a lot better on track than it is on road. And if you have a road biased naked bike, it's a lot better on road than it is on track. Both ends of the spectrum require some modification, ergonomic adjustments, master cylinder tweaks to make them work for both. But the Street Triple 765 RS really is a package that literally out of the box works great in both environments without basically any requirement to change it. I do think that's down to the fact that this is an RS trim, so it comes with a better master cylinder, better brakes, better tires, just a little bit more sporty, meaning that it is more than capable to hang on track. This is the type of motorcycle that I could really see someone buying as their only sport bike. You know, maybe they have a mini moto or a dual sport in the garage, but this thing can really do a lot. It'll even do light touring duty, if you ask me. Put a small windshield on this thing, a tail bag and a tank bag, and honestly, you could go for a weekend trip with this bike, no problem. One of the big downsides is the fact that it doesn't come with cruise control. I really do think that's a big miss on Triumph's part. This motorcycle does have a module you can put on the left-hand cluster to add cruise control to it, but the fact that a $12,000 plus motorcycle doesn't come with cruise control standard, even though it is a sport-going model, is a bit silly in my opinion. The MT-09 SP has featured cruise control since 2021, and it's a very welcome feature for a road-going bike. For a lot of you out there, you're gonna be slogging it up on the highway at least for 40 minutes to an hour to get to your favorite canyons, to get to your favorite mountain roads. Why not make the ride a little bit more pleasurable by flicking on cruise control? That's definitely one of the downsides of the Street Triple. The other downside, as I've mentioned before in my other videos with this motorcycle, is the dash. The dash is hard to read, it's unintuitive, and just a little clunky and strange. It's really not one of the best in the business. You can dial it into your preferences, but really, all you can change is just the colors and then the layouts, but none of the layouts work particularly well. I would have loved to see something super clean and simple like Kawasaki's dash layout. If you've ever seen that, they use it across the H2, the ZX6s, and the X10s. It's just super simple. Big rev counter, speedometer, gear indicator, and basically nothing else. That's actually all you need when you're riding a motorcycle. One of the greatest standout features on this bike is, of course, Triumph's world-famous fueling. That's the throttle feel. That's that initial pickup of the 0 to 2% throttle It's just beautiful. It's mapped so linearly. It works so well. It has since like the 2012 Daytonas really, but Triumph's fueling is just top tier. There is a telepathic connection on this motorcycle from throttle to off throttle. It's just really, really nice. This bike is equipped with an up and down quick shifter. Now, Triumph's quick shifters for upshifts have been fantastic ever since the first Daytonas came equipped with them from the factory. I believe the first 2012 675R had a quick shift up. Super positive engagement on the lever, really nice and tactile to use, but the one downside is this new Triumph with the new electronics. It's fully ride-by-wire. The old Daytonas were cable throttles. Can you even imagine that in 2025? The auto blip system is a little clunky. It's gotten better over the years. The 2020 Street Triple that I rode and reviewed and gave away back in 2020 did feature an auto blip system. I didn't think it was so great. This one is a little bit better, but really it's like maybe 70% as good as the MT09 SPs, which is this bike's main competitor. You get a couple different color options with this thing. I really think the Cosmic Yellow is the color to get. It's why I bought it. I think it's the coolest one and it looks the coolest with it. The headlights are still a little polarizing to people, but I really think they look cool. They give this bike a very distinctive look, and it's definitely a love it or hate it type of thing. I have not met anyone that kind of feels like meh about the headlights. It's either you love it and think it's awesome, or you hate it and you never want to see it again and you want to throw in the wood chipper and you're just basic and you want a single round headlight on the front of your bike, which, come on folks, that is just ridiculous. You get some really nice accent stitching on this model as well. The bar end mirrors are a really nice touch. You can see out of them really well, and it just makes the whole profile of the bike really nice and slender. Obviously, it should go without saying, this is not an appropriate first motorcycle. This is firmly in the category of your second, maybe even third motorcycle. It has a lot of power, very refined, very expensive, relatively speaking, in the marketplace, right? Took about a $6,000 Ninja 500 versus a $13,000 Triumph. It's more than twice the price, right? Insurance premium is gonna be higher on this machine as well. So this is certainly a motorcycle you should work your way into, grow into the Street Triple over here, because the performance offered on tap is very, very high. I took this thing out on track and I gave it my all. I ripped it to my heart's content, and it was like, yeah, I could easily handle more pace than that. No problem at all. The Street Triple RS also features a really nice bar position. It's nice and wide, gives you lots of leverage. It's not cramped, it's not too far out, it's not too far up. I really find that it's just perfect. Fuel capacity and range leaves a teensy bit to be desired. I wish this fuel range was just a little bit larger. I feel like I was having to fill up a little bit more times than I would like with this machine. I would like to see a range of about 150 to 160. It seems like you get about 110 to 120, maybe 100 if you're riding a little bit more aggressively. I really do believe the ideal use case for this motorcycle is as your do-everything bike. I don't think you should pick one of these up as a specialized track machine because it's not quite as good as a Super Sport on track. And I don't think you should pick it up as a road-only machine because there's better road-only motorcycles as well. This thing really does split the difference perfectly. If you're looking for a motorcycle that can go on track and on road in equal measures and can just do anything you ask of it in terms of pavement riding, the Street Triple has very, very few competitors in my opinion. So obviously the elephant in the room, speaking of competitors, is the Yamaha MT09 SP. This was the motorcycle that I actually had last year and gave away. I had a 23 model. The 24 model has had some refinements. Ergonomically, it's been adjusted a little bit. It's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more Street Triple-esque in its nature, a little bit bigger engine, and of course, famed Yamaha and Japanese build quality and reliability. Would I pick one over the other? Really, you're splitting hairs. You just gotta go with your heart on this one. You know, if you like the look of the MT09 SP, just go for that one. If you like the Street Triple, just go for that one. There really is no wrong way to enjoy either one of those machines. I think they're basically matched in my opinion. I do think the MT09 SP works a little bit better as a road bike because of that cruise control, a little bit more torque from that triple cylinder. But again, you're really splitting hairs. If you don't mind the cruise control thing, this thing's triple cylinder is beautifully refined. And in terms of reliability, these Triumphs have been around for quite some time and things don't really go wrong with them. I've had 4 different Daytonas and I've beat the crap out of them. My first one, I did like 26,000 miles on it. And the other ones were all track bikes and race mules that I just just beat the ever-loving crap out of. They never had any mechanical reliability issues with them as well. But of course, if you want a Japanese bike and you want to sleep well at night, who am I to tell you you shouldn't do that? I would say this motorcycle did look a lot better to me over the KTM 990. Recently, those have had a price reduction, so we may have to go back and kind of reevaluate the value proposition for the KTM 990 versus the Street Triple 765 RS. I still think this one provides a little bit more of that authentic super sport feeling and character. The 990 is a little more of that hooligan road bike, kind of that crazy supermoto feel. This to me is a more traditional, beautiful sport bike that you can get along with and enjoy. Lots of top end power, beautiful in the way it delivers it, and it's just a little bit of a different, refined experience. So yeah, to be honest, it's hard to really fault this machine. Other than the cruise control, auto blip's a little clunky, but man, everything else works really, really, really well on it. You're really splitting hairs if you're trying to find issues and problems with this machine. Motorcycles keep getting better and better. This one's been around for nearly 20 years in terms of its refinement and continuous production. I think 2026 is going to be the 20th anniversary of the Street Triple. I hope they do a cool special edition. Please, God, don't make it some James Bond or Steve McQueen special edition Triumph. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. But yeah, a 20th anniversary livery could be cool. I would skip the Moto 2 version. You know, it's neat that it has some of the special farkles and features, but this is all the performance you're really ever gonna need. So final opinion, would I purchase one? I mean, yeah, I probably would. I said the same thing about the MT-09 SP where I was like, well, you really can't go wrong with these bikes because they just offer so much for the rider. You know, for the kind of riding I do nowadays, I go on road, I go on track. If I just needed one sporty bike, it would certainly be either a Street Triple or an MT-09 SP because you just can't go wrong with either one of them. And so that's why this bike is pretty darn close to a purchase in my opinion. I would certainly get this motorcycle for myself. I think it's very interesting. I think it makes all the right sounds, all the right character, all the right flavor, and you can rest assured that your Papa Yam is approved on this one. I really, really dig it. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in for the comprehensive review. If you want to make sure you get entered to win this machine, today is the last chance you have. So become a member over on yammynoob.co. Today's the last day to get your entries locked and loaded. And remember, you can keep those entries, stack them up, wait for the next giveaway bike, apply them. We're doing one every single month in the riding season. You are not going to want to miss it. Thanks so much for checking out today's video. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later. All right, everybody, our time is up here on this video. I hope you had fun. If you want to keep the fun going, become a member on yammynoob.co. You can join the Discord server, ask me questions, hang out with me, submit stuff for the live stream, and best of all, get entered to win our amazing giveaway bikes. This Triumph Street Triple 765 is our newest giveaway bike. Make sure you get entered to win, because do you want to miss this? I wouldn't want to miss. I want to keep this bike, honestly, but I can't. I have to give it away to somebody, so why not make it you?